We've handed over our food security to someone else, and they're here to help you take it back. It's the Farm2Table Direct Show with Ryan and Keith.
Hello, everyone. This is Keith with the Farm2Table Direct Show, and as always, my brother is here beside me.
Hey, everybody. Welcome in. Glad to have you here with us.
And tonight, we're going to be wrapping it up for the year 2024, and it's mostly for having fun.
That's it. This is, those of you who've been in the military, you'll know what we're talking about. This is mandatory fun night.
Mandatory fun,
must
guys.
Laugh,
right.
Must have a good time, must have fun. We're going to look back, as you said, 2024, the year in review, and a little bit later, kind of looking forward into 2025 and kind of what the new year is going to hold for the Farm2Table Direct Show and some of the new plans. And
that's right.
We're going to drag y'all along with us, and certainly glad you're in. And as always, this is a live chat event, so feel free to chime in throughout the program. And any memories you had of a particular thing we're talking about, or any comments, by all means, feel free.
Right.
Because again, only here can you, the guest, blow this whole thing off the rails.
That's right. Well, or they could become a star overnight.
Listen, we could do it.
One comment could make you a star.
Oh, I'm telling you.
Or at least the star of our show.
Right. I mean, that's it.
Yeah. And now tonight, our topic is unforgettable moments, lessons learned, and big plans for 2025.
That's right.
And let me just kind of preface it a little bit by saying that, yeah, we're going to be going over the year in review so much. Okay,
Come
who
on,
is that?
man.
It's Representative Beecham. Do you guys ever get a call like that?
Who is this person?
Somebody that represents.
At least it wasn't spam. At least it wasn't spam likely.
Well, it kind of is spam whenever they just leave a recording. It's like, oh, I feel important until you get over there and find out that.
Again, folks, just professional, semi-professional podcast here.
There you go. While we're on a pause here, I'll say, hey, welcome in, Monty. Good to see you there, buddy, with Suburban Sodbuster. Glad to have you in with us tonight. And we were going to be talking about you behind your back. Now we can talk to you to your face.
Right. You're not being very nice.
I said I was having fun. I didn't say anything about being nice.
A good time over here, right?
Okay, so that's as long as you guys understand the rules. It's a fun night. It doesn't matter if you're nice, okay. But if you can, just be a little bit consideration.
Kind. Be nice for the holidays. How about that?
Yeah, it is the Christmas.
Oh, by the way, in case that strange voice, if you guys don't recognize the strange voice that you're hearing come in out of the side, we put a camera on Mr. P.
Put a camera and a microphone. There they are. And there's Cody.
Mr. P and Cody in
that's
the background.
Right. That's our behind the scenes staff.
I usually stay in high, and they surprised me with the camera today. So
he didn't know this was coming.
So
we're just full of tricks around here.
Surprise. So anyway,
I thought Halloween had passed, guys. I didn't think we were doing tricks anymore.
Well,
favorite time of year.
It's a treat.
Right. A pleasant treat, I'll say that.
There you go.
Feels more like a trick to me.
I don't know. We'll let the audience decide. But
right.
They get to hear more of my wisecracks, so we're good.
Monty says he's here for research purposes.
Oh no.
Now we're lab rats.
We are a research project.
We're lab rats. Okay.
Right. Yeah. And I understand. Yeah. Well, good luck with that.
Okay.
Hopefully you can determine which side of us you want to bring out.
Do you want the more serious side where we talk about things of levity and things that matter, or do you want this side you're getting tonight?
I'm about to say, do you want wisecracking Mr. P back here in this too? So
yeah, maybe. Speaking of serious moments and funny moments, just teasing it out there.
Yes.
And we're going to put it out there as
things that were not on the bingo card for 2024 or life in general.
It's
things
coming up.
We never thought we would see happen on the Farm2Table Direct Show.
Right.
Things we hope to never see again.
No.
But anyway, you will have to stay tuned just a little bit longer. A little bit later in the show, we'll get to that. And it's worth the wait, folks.
It definitely was.
Well, okay. Don't give it all away, man. So anyway, I was just poking fun.
A little bit.
Anyway.
Was that the name, Fun?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fun. So anyway, you'll find out later what I'm talking about. But again, I want to just say that for those of you guys that are in here, this is a live chat event.
Absolutely.
And you guys are part of the show.
That's it.
All right. You either make it, you run it off the rails, or you become a star with a single comment. It's up to you.
Right.
So anyway, we
Well,
better get into this because
we're
there's a
5
lot.
Yeah, there's a lot. We're 5 minutes in. Let's jump into this because there are there's a lot to cover to go over 2024 for the Farm to Table Direct Show.
Ain't that the truth?
But anyway, so
Yeah.
listen, first, I mean, we started off the year, man, kind of pulling our hair out because we had went to Okie Expo 3 years ago. The third would be the second year of the Expo, our first year, so 2023, and it was in June.
All right.
Well, we're coming into 2024. We're working on some documentaries and doing some things, and all of a sudden we find out that Okie Expo is in March, and we've got less than 90 days to be ready.
Right. And so we had to kick it in high gear.
Man, we did. It was wild time.
And it was the first time that we rolled out our big
set,
our big set, that we took around with us. And those of you who are familiar with it, you've seen the set.
Yeah, if you've been at an event. Well, let's just say if you've been to Okie Expo and Homestead Rendezvous and Ozark, those were the 3 events that we took the full set and went up. And so if you've seen that monster, that was our first time. And
so I just want to mention, to set you up for this.
Yeah.
Remember when you would go over to somebody else's vacation and they would sit down, they just got back from vacation. They want to show you the vacation slides.
That's it. You're on the vacation slideshow right now.
Right. And you're kind of stuck there because you're just really nice like that. But you weren't on that vacation. And so it's going to be a little bit like that tonight.
A little bit.
But we're also going to begin, things that you could have seen if you would have watched some of those videos. But we're going to be talking about things that happened also behind the scenes. You guys had no idea about.
Right.
And
Okie Expo, there was some things behind the scenes.
Oh, right. Oh boy.
And it's it's just one of those things where you have that kind of fun, and sometimes it's the stress, but we learn so much from that stress that it's like what not to do the next time.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's we learned a whole lot of that.
Yeah.
And we're still learning that.
But also, I mean, bringing out the set, but we debuted Farm to Table Direct Coffee.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
we did. That was the first one, and it was a screaming success there. I wouldn't say, but I think it was mostly
screaming success. I hope they weren't screaming.
They ran away screaming.
The one
Actually,
was me.
It went really well. We got a lot of positive feedback, even from Rachel with Hidden Heights, and it said the whole office.
Yeah, I was talking about it.
But we were aided by cold weather.
Yeah,
we really were. And a couple of people, 1 or 2 people backed out, vendors backed out, and that kind of helped us out. But in all seriousness, no, the cold weather was the absolute deal there because everybody wanted coffee. It was cold that day.
Right. And I couldn't really figure out. I mean, I was on cloud 9 because it just went amazing. But I couldn't figure out if it was the cold weather that did it or if it was actually
good coffee.
Just good coffee.
Well, a few of those people have anyway.
That's true. Anyway,
but it was setting up that set, and it was doing the coffee, getting all that stuff that we met Chris from Surviving in Alabama.
Oh yeah, I remember that
because he came over and was all up in helping us, and so I mean that was just one of many people we met there. That was man. 2 days, 3 days, really counting setup day of just, hanging out with people, meeting people and just having a good time. I mean, we were exhausted, but we were having a good time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, man, so much that we learned, like you said, with the set, with the coffee. And hey, hats off to Okie Homestead Expo. They gave us a great spot.
They did. It was a really nice spot.
Plenty of room.
Right. So why don't we go ahead and get into this? And we're just going to do this in chronological order, the events as they happen, and we're going to talk about some of the things that was going on there and reflect on those things, and maybe even talk about some of the things that happened behind the scenes that nobody else is aware of, except for us, right?
Okay, let's get it going.
So I'm just going to do a little share screen here, and this is where the vacation began.
This is where that next button. There we go.
All right.
He's going to learn this eventually, folks.
That's the one. Come
Share.
on, y'all.
There we go. Hey.
Hey-o.
There
You know, wow. Hey, we got to get down here to the
We
bottom.
can go all the way to the bottom to where
Man.
it starts. And this is the vacation slides.
Oh, let's see.
And I think it started
Well,
right there.
actually, we started a little bit ahead because we gave away the free tickets
Right.
when we were doing our interview with Leah from Homesteading a Box.
That's
And,
true.
so that was kind of the lead up. We began to give tickets, but then and we did the ticket drawing. But then then we got into the opening. We were there, and there's that picture. There's that picture on set.
Yeah, this would be it right here.
Yeah, that was a
we're
good one.
actually doing the drawing, if you can see that,
right.
and gave away the 2 tickets. And the winners of the 2024
Was Amber
ticket giveaway was
Gillum.
Amber and Jake Gillum,
Yep.
right?
Mhm.
Which they did show
They
up.
did come.
Yeah,
And
in fact, we interviewed them
We
later while we
interviewed
were
them
there.
on the set.
And then of course, like I said, that was a cool part leading up to that. And again, we're going to do that coming up in 2025 for 2025 Expo. We already got the tickets. So
I'm just going to go through some of these titles and just kind of talk about. And I want you guys to keep in mind here that just the sheer number of people that we got to talk to,
Right.
and
Dude.
the interviews, both in vendors and speakers.
well, that was our first contact with a lot of people. First time face to face. That's the first time we met Joel.
Right.
And of course, friends like Cody Hanner and some of them that we met for the first time there.
Right.
It
was also cool for me on that end because it was my first time there.
It was Mr. P's first time behind the box.
Yeah.
So it was
just to see how many people were there. It was actually like very awesome to see just how tight knit everybody was and all that.
Oh yeah.
And then just
and
the interviews and all that too.
Right.
It was great.
And if you're part of the community, or if you're on, if you make it out to these events and stuff, it does become like a reunion. It does become like a, hey,
it does.
So many people you get to see.
So speaking of reunion, let's go ahead and push forward.
Yeah.
And so we don't have to bore everybody to tears on what we're doing. Who wants to see the background of all of this stuff? But anyway, no. So some of the things that chicken processing with Craig Bean.
Yep.
And the chicken tracker.
Natural
trackers.
grandma.
By the way, we got to interview the actual
natural grandma.
Right. And
Founders.
the video turned out terrible.
Man, the signal dropped out and we just.
Everything was just.
The awful. Lighting, everything fell apart on that video. And we couldn't leave that out there. But they,
Right. What did we learn from that? We're going to be trying something a little different next year. We're hoping to be going with Starlink, but we'll talk about that a little bit later.
So we're gonna get into that.
So there was several vendors there, that we got to talk to, and there was an awful lot of nice stories. But we got to talk to also Bob Ryder and Patrick.
Yep, Patrick with Olive Branch Aquaponics.
With Olive Branch, and they're good buddies, and they're growing from this right here.
Yeah,
we decided that they were going to grow some of our coffee. So I bought them some coffee in their aquaponic setup.
Right.
So
I didn't know if we were at liberty to share that, but we are.
I think we're at liberty to share that.
Can't backtrack now.
It's out there now, right? Yeah.
Right. And so the last report that I got, they're doing great. And
awesome.
So anyway, we're just trying to see, if things hit the fan, who's going to get to have their coffee from South America, right?
Right.
No, wouldn't it be good to know that you could do it aquaponically?
I'm really anxious to see how that turns out.
Yeah, exactly.
That's an exciting thing, that collaboration that happened out of that. Yeah.
Right.
And of course, got a chance to chat with Misty from the Max just briefly there. And she was her and her husband, Kobe, were out at their vending location. Of course, man, goodness. Of course, I talked a lot. Yeah, imagine that. Justin with Sweet Stingers. And there's our multi-part interview with Cody Hanner. One of the things that we had happen.
Behind the scenes kind of stuff.
Some behind the scenes moment here with Cody.
Oh, right. Lordy, yeah. So this is where I come in because the entire time we are trying to get this, we were using a Terra deck.
Well, Give me the camera. Let people see you.
You gotta be kidding me.
Oh, well, actually, he's got this pulled up, so never mind. They want to share screen. Go ahead.
Yeah. But so from my point of view, we are literally sitting here working this thing, and I'm trying my darndest to get this Terra deck to record. This is the first day, mind you. We're thinking, oh, this is gonna work fine. No, It did not. I'm sitting here halfway through this. Cody Hammer was actually day 2.
Yeah, she was day 2.
She was day 2.
We did great on day 1.
So
Yeah.
Day 2, we're going halfway through Cody Hammer's interview. This Teradek shuts off. Just done. Kaput.
Okay. Well, for those of you who don't know what the Teradek is, it's actually an encoder for sending signals to the internet, right?
Right.
And so that's what he's talking about when he says
part of what was allowing us to stream these interviews live from the set,
right,
as they were happening. So
yeah.
But it just goes kaput, to put it mildly. And I almost went bald trying to get this stuff figured out because I was ready to throw the whole set by the time we decided, just, you know what? We're going to go a different route.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
so that was only the beginning of trouble.
Here's the MVP. Ryan is going to show you.
I'm going to show you
MVP of this. Okay.
This is the alternate route. I don't know, actually. Yeah, you can see it on the small. This is.
Do I need to get out of there?
No, you're good. You're good. I think they can see.
You want me to stop sharing for a minute?
Hold on. Okay.
There we go.
There we go. Okay. This is a handheld rig that holds a cell phone. It's got a couple of lights. And if I was actually in operation, there would be a Rode wireless go-to microphone receiver clipped up here on the top, and I'd have the transmitter on my collar. And I had a tripod, handheld tripod or stick on the bottom end. And this is what we were doing. And it was sitting on a tripod. And even though we had our cameras up there looking good, this was doing all the work.
It was doing all the work at the end of the day. Everything that we had put into that, all of that nice set looked great, worked terribly at that particular point.
Right.
So
that was the MVP of the weekend. Okay?
Right there.
But let me say this. Don't leave home without it.
Oh no, this goes to every event. This goes to any place we go as the Farm2Table Direct Show. This is in the bag. So for that very reason.
Oh yeah.
And I bought it honestly because I thought it was cool and I thought it'd be, allow me to be mobile, but, and it did.
Well, it is cool.
And, and everything. And I wanted something I could use for shooting stuff. And
it's definitely even cooler now that it carried the whole expo for us. So,
well, I'm going to tell you what, my shoulders and wrists, my shoulders were pretty worn out by the end of that day, carrying this thing around on it. But no. So yeah, that was the saving grace of Okie Expo.
Right wait, that's the truth.
Okay, I'm going to share screen again. And
we're
just kind
of
move on just a little bit if it'll let me. Will you let me?
Yeah.
What is going on? Invite up to 10 guests. That's because you're hitting the
wrong
thing.
All
right, here we go.
Again, folks, semi-professional podcast.
Hey,
Semi.
Okay. There we go. What's
yeah. So anyway, we went through Cody Hanner, but let me point out this one right here. This is a guy.
Oh, I'm glad you brought it up. Yeah,
from E&D.
Right.
And his little boy was over at our coffee thing. We were selling those little stickers that said "Stronger Together," right?
Right.
And so he put it. He instantly took it off and put it right across his shirt. And I said, "You know what? Why don't you come on over here? We're going to interview you." Yeah, we got to interview the little guy.
Yeah, and you know what? He did a great job.
Oh yeah,
he warmed right up, man.
Yeah, I mean, it was like in the beginning, he was just a little, shy and standoffish. But at the end of that, man, he was just rolling. I said, that dude's going to be a star.
Right. And you know what? He was, like I said, he was a little slow to start, but yeah, once he opened up and, talking later with them, I mean, he was a YouTube star. He loved every minute of that. And it's, they've got their stuff that they do, and it opened him up with a whole, like he's got his own little personality going.
Right.
The smile
was a lot of fun.
The smile he had on his face the entire time he was doing, once he warmed up, it was awesome.
My gosh, man, it was. And it was cool. You do those little things and you make a friend and
right. That's it.
And have a good time, because I mean, ultimately, that's that little guy is the future.
Yeah. And he's got a good one if he keeps on going with that. So,
so let's see. The big performer. We just had our friend Carson Ripstein from Redmond Agriculture on with us.
Right.
And anyway.
Yeah, but it was one of our biggest performing videos of the year.
I think outside of the documentary.
Outside of the documentary, right?
Yeah, it's our biggest performer.
It's the biggest performer, and that was with the Eddies.
Yeah, with Brandon and Steffi Eddy.
Right.
And they sat down with us graciously, for a video and talked, and, opened up, and over 6,000 views on that video. So almost 7.
Yeah, which to some people that might not be much,
but
for us it's amazing. Right?
Pretty good.
Happy to have it.
Right.
What? I got 5 views on
and of course, I mean, and a lot of friends there. Opacon, we met Centennial Roots. They got a great story. And we went through and we did a wrap up. Now I got to bring up something. Just before we jump off of this expo, before we move on. two things. One, folks, we all stayed at a campground in Salina on the lake.
Here it comes.
Hey, Bridget, how you doing? Glad to have you in. Bridget Nichols with, wow, just slipped my brain.
Are you looking at me?
No, I'm asking you
What? I know.
to her farm
It's a farm hub.
hub. Yeah,
Yeah,
that thing.
but it's got a
That's what slipped my brain. That's why I looked at you.
Yeah, type it over there,
Type it in,
and
we forgot.
yeah,
Help.
Anyway,
terrible.
pharmacy barn to table.
Yeah, pharmacy barn.
Yeah, it came to me. You got it. Anyway, but no. So yeah. So we're in my 33-foot travel trailer.
Oh boy.
Right. So we're talking about
We
me
thought it was a good idea.
and Mr. P and our amazing sales team, and Keith's wife and everybody. Which, by the way, I offered my room, my queen size bed. I offered up, but they said no. So I go in and I close my door. So I slept blissfully through the entire night. But they, on the other hand, we discovered that Mr. P has an amazing snore.
Dude, I'm telling you, I'm surprised.
Yeah, y'all had to bring this up, huh?
Oh, you know it.
Absolutely.
Hey, to be fair, I now have a CPAP machine, so you ain't got to worry about it.
Well, there was an executive decision made on Friday morning, and that was that by the end of that weekend, there was that we would from now on do hotel rooms. But now listen, the highlight of the on-set experience for Okie Expo, Wondering Bob.
Wondering Bob. Man, I wish I
Oh,
got a
man.
Bob. There was some guy.
It was some random guy,
Right.
who was over around the coffee, and I think
Weren't we on set at
we
that
were
time?
on set doing an interview.
Oh yeah.
And he just goes meandering through the set like he's headed around there like we're not even there.
We're not even there, right?
Not
And
even paying attention. Come to talk to me. I'm just sitting there
Yeah,
like,
he
yeah,
goes-
we're doing a show here.
Yeah, I
He's
mean,
like,
just
we're just sitting for the conversation.
yeah. I mean, he was just like me, like nah, just wandering through and moving around like he
Right.
just
and we're
sightseeing.
like, we're in the middle, going live.
Yeah, we
and all of
can't-
that, and we're like looking over and like,
what is going
where's
on?
he going? And listen, this ain't like it was a wide open area.
No, they're talking
No,
about
he had to
10 feet.
wiggle through there.
Yeah, you had to because we had it blocked off.
Right.
And it was like there was no reason for him to be there, but it was just like Wondering Bob.
Wondering Bob, and back in the back of my mind, so, oh my gosh, don't trip, don't do anything. I'm thinking
Please don't-
liability.
No kidding. Please don't trip. Please don't get hurt.
It's like, honey, did you pay that insurance policy?
No kidding, man. Because it was like, there's cameras, there's all the cables, there's all the I mean, there's everything going on. out there,
Right.
I mean, for crying out loud. I mean, the screen, I mean, everything. And it was just like, oh, please get out of here.
It's like from this point forward, let's put some tape around it or something, right?
Because crime scene tape, something.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. But anyway, but yeah, man, that was a great weekend though. We were tired, but I mean, it was a good time.
I think one of my funny things was when y'all was going through and y'all came to it's Murphy Mountain Ranch out of Locust Grove.
He's always got to bring up the food.
Of course I do. I'm a fat guy. What do you expect? But no, and so I'm sitting here. We're halfway through the day. We have not ate lunch yet, and so they go to this booth from Murphy Mountain Ranch, and they pull up. It's a pork chop, but you could see like marble. It looked like a cockeyed steak, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, it was good.
Oh yeah, it was good. All right,
it looked great, and
I'm sitting here remembering like I'm salivating, like looking at this thing through the computer screen. And by the time they're done, like, hey, I need y'all to like give me their information because I need one of those like right about now. So.
Yeah, Mr. P. Now, I mean, of course, seeing us out at these vendor booths, because he's stuck behind the console, and so he's seeing us out at these booths and all the food and the different things that we're coming across. But mind you, the entire time, about 20 feet away, maybe 20 feet away, is Ma and Pa kettle corn.
Oh,
so
right.
You're being tormented by the smell of kettle corn being made. And seeing
my uncles go across these vendors
with all this great food. Yeah. So I mean, it was a good time. And I'll take this pause before we jump on this. That has been Cody made a comment about being able to be out on the road with us and the events and stuff. And honestly, that's been one of the great things about 2025 is we've added a lot of family into the. I mean, this is entirely a family operation, folks. Everybody that is involved with us, behind the scenes and in the booths and everything, is family. And so, I mean, when Keith and I started, and then we brought Josh in, for a while. He was there with us for a long time. And, that's kind of where it was at, but then, when we went into starting going places, we had to add into the crew, and so Mr. P and Cody that you've seen over there. And then of course, your son, Daniel, and his girlfriend, Jerica. Yep. And as our a massive monument, awesome sales team. And of course, without our two wives and their support, sometimes they're drug along unwillingly, much,
kicking and screaming,
but they come along and they allow us to do this. And so just to be able to do this with family, just puts it that's the little cherry on top of
it. It is the cherry on top.
Monty brought up something else too about that expo. Not to mention the cheesecake on a stick. Yes, I've seen that too. So
cheesecake on a stick. That is one of the highlights there. Monty, that wasn't very far from your booth. How many trips did you make?
It didn't stay on the stick very long, I assume.
Anyway, but no.
But there is another dessert that was the #1 dessert of the year for us, but we're not going to get there yet.
No,
we're just teasing you.
We got to save that, man. It is like, listen,
Monty Shrunk was in the right place to get it. I don't know if he got it or not, or if he can even guess it. If you can guess it, Monty, go ahead and guess it.
Go ahead and guess. But listen, it is worth the drive. That's all I'm going to say.
I might have just went to the whole thing and paid the tickets and everything
just for that.
It was that good.
I mean, it was. Hey, welcome in, Monty and Michelle. Red Dirt Rooster Road.
Hey guys,
you've been listening and having dinner. Well, I'm glad we haven't showed that as a clip yet. Dinner would over.
No kidding. I hope you're finished with dinner by the end of the
show. Cautionary warning: please have all food consumed by the time we get to the end of the show, please.
You got a few minutes.
Yeah.
So we need to move.
We do. But I just want to kind of tease Michelle just a little bit. I got a video coming.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
We're going to tease that out.
I'm just going to tell you, Michelle, you're the star of a video that's coming out.
You just don't know it yet.
You just don't know it yet. And you're going to say, what is it? What is it? I don't like secrets. I don't like
I just had an idea.
All of that kind of stuff.
I just had an idea for that, by the way. So I'm going to have to give it to you after the show. Remind me that I have an idea. So,
oh, no, we had an idea.
No guess for best dessert yet, but I'm thinking.
You were in the right place to get it.
You were a little bit later in the year, but yeah.
We got it.
But anyway, so listen, so we wrapped up Expo. We come back home and caught the collective catch our breath for about a second.
And
then you left the country. You bailed.
Oh, that's right. I did bail.
You bailed out. Man.
Right.
You was gone.
Yeah.
And guess what?
He had a hostile takeover of the show.
Over the show.
Right. That's right. And he sent it out there.
And I said it that way too. Yeah.
While the cat's away, the mice will play, right?
He's in transit. And I'm like, guess what?
Right. I land in Manila, Philippines.
Right.
And I'm looking at this and what is this?
Oh, I was like, I had a
Keith
good laugh.
left the show,
Yeah,
I had a good laugh about it.
Keith left the Farm2Table. He left.
Right.
He was done.
But it was a lot of fun. Yeah. We really didn't, honestly, we didn't do much. It was fun little jab back and forth.
But it was fun.
And it tends to happen. We do these big events and it's almost like there's this little week or so after or two after that you just kind of got to
deflate.
I mean, because there's so much built up to it.
That's because you're full of hot air. You got to deflate.
There you go. Right. But anyway, but he was only going for a short while. We did a few little oddball things.
A month.
Yeah, you were gone a month, and we did a little bit, but nothing too much.
Right.
To kind of let the expo videos kind of ride that time. But
it was shortly after that.
But when we got back, man, it was full speed into the speaker series.
Full calendar.
Full calendar from the time he got back all the way through the end of September. It was nonstop. And the speaker series, of course, was in association with the Oklahoma Homestead Rendezvous. And we'll talk more about the rendezvous itself here in a little bit. But man, it was so nice to have just that many people come on the show and expert interviews and meeting some of these people face to face.
I'm gonna share it because I think this is a good time to shout some people's names out that were so gracious to allow us to interview them this year.
Right.
And I'm just going to say, man, I learned a lot. And
Oh,
I
yeah.
know you were really fond of saying you had to expand your
Oh
hat
yeah, man.
size, you know.
Every show, it was like I need a bigger hat because my head was
Right.
growing with knowledge.
Right.
Yeah.
And we kicked it off with Jack and Dina Dyer, right?
Well, actually, we
Wasn't it?
well, no, actually, I think we had Chris on.
Oh, we did.
We had the founder, Chris
Sure is.
Thompson. We had
There
Chris
she is.
on, yeah, and to tell us a little bit about it. Now,
Yep.
we had met Chris. Well, let me rephrase that. That was our first time face to face, but right about the time Okie was getting ready to happen, and we were wrapped up elbow deep, was when she had put out the question if anybody would be interested. And so I
Right.
reached out and contacted her and told her, we're busy. We'll get back to you. So we did.
We got back to her.
And so kind of jumped there and, had her come on and explain her thoughts about the rendezvous and what it was. But then, right into Jack and Deanna Dyer, or Dina. I kept saying Dina.
Not
Dina, spelled Deanna.
Jack
But
and
anyway.
Dina Dyer.
He's gonna get around one of these days, folks.
Yeah, maybe. Broken watches right twice a day.
Right.
But anyway.
And all of these people,
Yeah.
by the way, have become friends.
They've become friends. They were speakers, presenters at the rendezvous. And so, that was the real thing behind it, highlighting these speakers and promoting it. But yeah, in the process, have become friends with these people, with each of
Right.
these. And so, yeah, Jack and Dina coming on, talking about freeze dry, talking about them and getting to meet them. And then
Lorraine Sheehock
coming to studio, actually.
Yeah.
And made
and
quite
her
a
husband,
drive.
Chris.
Yeah, and met her husband, Chris.
We got too many Chris's.
There's
in here,
two,
man.
man, the number
I
of
can't
Chris's.
keep up with the Chris.
Right.
I'm telling you what. I mean, it was crazy.
It ain't
But,
keeping up with the Joneses. It's keeping up with the Chris's. Okay.
Yeah, keeping up with
that's
the
a whole
Chris's,
segment.
yeah.
I think we need to do a whole segment on creeping up the Chris's.
Right.
But yeah, we jumped in, of course, got through there. Stuart and Ashley.
Yeah. Right.
With
Stuart
homeschooling.
Ashley.
And listen, now you want to talk about a guy that'll make your head expand with vocabulary.
Oh, dude. Nonstop information.
Man, and they are both great.
I don't know. He doesn't look like he's got all that big of a head to fit all that information
know
in
where
there,
it
but
goes,
he
man.
does,
I was
man,
about to say,
and
I
both
tuned-
of them have it.
Yeah.
I tuned into one of their math lives. They did just sitting there watching, just like break down math. For me, math is one of my weaker subjects.
Yeah.
But just to sit there and watch them break it down and all that, and just like it's nothing, was awesome. So
Right. Well, and it was though. I mean, because it was one of those things where he's just able to make it understandable.
yeah,
Yeah.
Even though he uses words that
Yeah, they're about 1,000.
and he uses
letters
those as part of everyday language. But
Right.
but of course, then next up was our good buddy Dwayne Hall, our friend, our
Right.
brother,
Right.
one of our biggest cheerleaders.
also our longest episode, I believe.
Man, yeah, it was. I think it was one of the longest, but there was so much there.
It was awesome.
And we had I think we had good chat that night, and there was so much. And then, of course, we jumped over to Colin and Amanda Hardcastle.
Yeah.
With Hardcastle Land and Cattle. No, they raise longhorns, and they've got a farm store.
I had no idea that Longhorns is where we started.
Yeah, I know, right?
Right.
Crazy.
It was the number one cattle
For a lot of years.
for a lot of years.
And leaner beef and
Right.
and not as temperamental as everybody thinks they are. So apparently, so
The horns are intimidating, but
Yeah.
apparently they're nicer than what we
Yeah.
thought.
Right.
So
then of course Suzanne Gonzalez,
Mhm.
and her geese.
right. And do you know they made me something that they brought back the next day when we were at Rendezvous.
Oh, really?
Some food, and I had no idea that. Now, wasn't it
Oh,
wasn't
that's
it
right,
their
you did
day?
take it home. Yeah.
Yeah, I took it home, and I think I was supposed to share it with you.
You were, but it didn't
Oops.
happen. Yeah. Sorry.
Stingy.
I'm over in the corner, like I'm gonna eat this.
He
You ain't gonna
was,
get
yeah.
none of it.
I forgot all about it, honestly. That's okay. But yeah, Suzanne was awesome. And then of course, our good buddy Monty, who's on the chat with us tonight with
Yeah.
Suburban Sodbuster.
Yeah, the man with the best voice.
I'm
man.
telling you, what
what I
this
mean?
guy has got. I mean, he could make money just doing voice.
Yeah,
stuff.
just doing voiceovers.
I mean,
no doubt.
great,
Just
great
imagine the
voice.
narration. Just read a book, just with,
I
with
mean,
his voice, dude.
Yeah, you
and,
could read books for a living.
of course, he's from out there around St. Louis area, so East Missouri. So probably one of our further, away
Yeah.
friends. But he travels.
Right,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
we had a good opportunity to finally meet him person to person.
Oh, yeah.
We had two different
Two different
opportunities to
occasions
do
at
that,
Rendezvous,
and I'm sure we're going to get to do it again. And
I'm sure we'll be seeing a lot of each other.
Oh, yeah.
for sure. But and we'll tell you more about some of the stuff coming up with that here in a little while as well. Then me and Keith took a night to kind of talk about what I was speaking about at the rendezvous, which was the parallel economy,
right.
bartering, networking,
Right.
what those things matter, how they matter. And then, of course, man, a guy with a story we had no idea.
Oh, I know.
Uh,
He
th-
was from a whole different country and
Yeah.
finally came to America.
Yes,
Where-
he migrated in the dead of night. Him and his family made the escape from
Right.
California.
From California.
California, some of you may call him, but but no, David, a multi-generation farm family, moved out of California, moved to Oklahoma, has a nice place there, central Oklahoma, and then helped send land. So listen, and what we learned is if you're looking for land, it helps to have somebody that knows what you're looking for. And so, but he's a great story, great guy, funny, great interview.
Right.
And then let's see.
Welcome in Glory Hills.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Yeah. He said, "Good evening, you guys."
Talk about their farm stands. Yeah, it would be good to catch back up with Colin and Amanda. They are
right.
Their farm store is right there on their farm, and they work with a lot of neighbors, and so yeah, it was pretty good. So yeah, we'll try to. We do need to reach back out. We that's part of 2025 is getting heavy in the interviews, and so we'll.
We're changing the format. We'll get to that in a little bit.
Yeah.
We need to move on.
Yeah, we need to keep it moving.
Let's see. We of course then in the midst of that, we had to head to Ozark Homestead Expo, Marshville, Missouri.
Oh my goodness! And how in the world did we get there?
We got invited.
We got invited by
Cheryl Franklin, the
right?
founder, creator, organizer, brain behind it all.
Yeah.
Saw us at Okie.
Right.
Tried to get a hold of us there, but we were running and gunning.
Yeah.
And she reached out to us and invited us to come up.
Yeah.
And treated us great. I will say that she was so kind.
Okay, let's talk about where she set us when we got there. But then I'm going to give you a little bit of a downside to where we were at too.
Listen,
there was a couple of them, but I'll tell you what.
I will tell you what she set us. There was a pavilion, like a barn. Everything out there is a barn, but there was this barn, and we're there, and directly across from us is Joel Salatin's booth. Mm-hmm. Right next to him is Sean and Beth Dougherty in their booth. Mm-hmm. We had a sponsor to our left, which was Gastineau Log Homes. But to our right was the main stage presentation area
that was going on.
Now that was both a blessing and a curse, mind you. But but it was awesome that it was there, and from there we could see pretty much the entire layout of the place.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was
high enough up.
We were high enough up. It was visual. I mean, it was phenomenal location. It had its problems, mainly dirt, dust.
that was one of the things we had to go out. Remember?
Yeah.
And we had to buy things to clean our machines.
Oh, yeah. We had
throughout the entire day.
And, and by the way, because it was an open barn, we actually had to buy a tarp to put behind our screen to darken it enough that the videos could be seen on the screen.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of little things we had to jump through there, but it was good for us. We learned, and it really did allow us to, kind of grow a little bit in that. But yeah, the dust was, I've still got dust on things from there.
Is that right?
My little bag that I carry still has dust.
Yeah, I had my laptop with me too. I still got dust on it.
I mean, it's crazy, but I mean, it was a great time. They treated us well. Again, we got to sit down with a lot of great people. Got to interview. I mean, of course, Joel was there, and he was gracious enough to give us a little bit of his time.
It was a good interview too.
It was a real good interview. You need to go check it out if you haven't watched it.
Right.
And
this man is really smart.
He's really smart, and he's really down to earth. And we got to see a different side to Joel.
He let his hair down. If he had it.
If he had hair, he let it down.
Still kooky, but
well, he's a little, he's different. But he was so awesome. Gracious. And just down to earth. And he came over and was cutting up with Anacita Scott when she was on the set with us, and just really approachable, and just able to sit there and chit chat, and was able to get a copy of his book.
Yeah, switch over to his camera. There you go.
Yeah, was able to get this copy, and this was let me see. Yep, here we go. To me and my wife, he signed it right there. So and I have read this book, and I highly recommend. If you're in homestead, if you got into it, you need a little bit of energy to kind of maybe a little kick in the pants to kind of get you back in the game, or if you're thinking about homesteading.
Mhm.
There's a lot of good stuff in this book. It's worth the read. He breaks down so much in that book. And so it was good enough to get that. That's all he brought, bro. They gave him a table and a chair, and all he had,
a chair,
and
and
all
his
he
books.
had was some boxes with his books in.
Right.
Which, by the way, he sold out. But
Right.
but that was it.
Right.
Nothing.
You cannot get that on Amazon.
No,
by the way.
it's not an ebook.
And I guess it's on one of his websites. I'll try
yeah.
to remember to put that
Yeah.
in the
Well,
links below
yeah,
if somebody
it's-
wants to check that out.
Yeah, you got to go to, let me see, where am I at? You got to go to, well, pretty much got to go to polyfacefarms.com.
There you go.
and
Go to polyfacefarms.com
.com,
to
yeah,
get your copy today.
to get a copy. But anyway,
What happened, guys?
somebody clicked on something. But
Oh,
anyway,
I know what it was. Okay.
But anyway,
Hey, fat finger, stop that.
Hey,
yeah,
y'all are still there.
twitchy mouse over there. But anyway,
I was
but-
doing some research.
but right next to him was Sean and Beth Downey, who again were gracious enough to give us their time. Which, when we say that, we mean it, because from the opening bell,
Yeah.
to the closing bell, they had a line waiting to talk to them.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I was blown away.
I'm about to say, even the times when y'all two are walking around, like I'm just sitting there watching that line, and it never went below 5 people in the line at a time.
I mean,
So,
it was they took time to
Both days, yeah.
they took time to talk to everybody, and I mean, it really was, an amazing thing to see. But yeah, so they were gracious with their time,
And the information that they gave us and the
man,
things,
solid.
the ideas that they
they
had,
had,
I'm like, I never thought of that.
right, the milk cow
Yeah.
and how to save money on the feed bill.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
I mean, so if, they are just an awesome couple as well. Of course, Kevin and Sarah from Living Traditions. That was
Right.
nice. And of course, I mentioned earlier, Anacita Scott,
Right. That's
what-
Farm Girl in the making.
farm girl in the making. What a
Right.
firecracker!
Man, she is a firebrand.
I mean,
Let me
it's-
tell you,
Yeah.
she really is. And as a matter of fact, all the time that we were interviewing her on set,
Joel messing with-
Joel back there was messing with
Oh,
her.
he was clowning on her, making her faces. He was having a good time.
Yeah.
And of course, Zach Bauer from An American Homestead,
Yeah.
which for me was a great personal, me and Cindy, because that was the first homestead person channel we ever watched.
He has a shirt. Did you bring the shirt in?
I did
by
not.
the way?
That's the one I'm missing. It's in my dresser drawer. I know where it's at. I forgot to grab.
Hey,
Stupid should hurt, but you can
hang
go
on.
get it.
I
You go
got
get it.
one.
I can carry this for a minute. You go get it. But anyway, Zach Bauer from American Homestead was there. Like I said, that was a personal favorite for me, just because I had watched him and their journey. Man, we had this guy on there. There's a guy there. Some of you may know who it is.
Don't take that home with you.
I'm not. I'll set it right there. Uncle Mud.
Yeah, Uncle Mud.
Great for the kids, but he actually is teaching them how to make like an oven out of mud and stuff. Kids got to play in the mud. Interesting cat, man. Wow, what an interesting cat.
Yeah, let's see. There was Zach and
Yeah.
Sharer.
Oh yeah.
Millsap
Oh
Farm.
yeah. Curtis was a Millsap Farm.
Yeah.
Brandon shared, was there, and we got to watch him and Joel actually do a live processing of a
Yeah,
pig.
we've got that video out there. You know, if people,
Uh-huh.
if you're kind of queasy about that
Yeah.
kind of stuff, maybe you'll
Yeah.
skip that video.
And like I said,
But it's real and it's
Yeah.
there. You can see
Well,
when he's doing that.
and we got to meet, Hank Reed, the actual, founder of Natural Grandma and Grandma. Okay.
Mhm.
And then Carson, our friend Carson Ripstein was there. Cody Hanna was there. Our friends Bob and Patrick and Casey from
Hey,
Olive
who's
Branch.
this? Who's this
Now,
guy?
there's
right
this
here,
guy.
man?
There's Monty Shrunk,
There's another
Suburban
Monty Shrunk.
Sodbuster. That's right.
Can't
But
go
anyway,
anywhere. He's everywhere.
nah, he's everywhere. Everywhere we go.
Where you want to be.
But now there was two what I call super highlights from this. One was there was a preview of the movie Homestead.
Yes.
That a ticket on Friday night that ticket buyers got to go attend. It's part of the ticket.
Mhm.
It was sponsored by one of the people there. They paid to have it in a big. Anyway, one of those things you only get when somebody knows people and you can get into something. But it was a preview of this movie or screening. This movie premieres this Friday, so it hasn't even been out to theater yet. We got to see it.
Right.
It premieres this Friday, the 20th. So check your theater. It's called Homestead. Pretty good. It's a part of a series, but Neil McDonough is the star in that, and several other people. But it's interesting. It was a great movie. Enjoyed it.
Right. So that was one of the highlights.
That was one of the highlights.
A little cold that night.
It was that wind got cold that
It
night. I'll
did,
admit.
yeah.
My wife was freezing. But the dessert of all desserts.
Oh,
Okay.
man.
I was waiting for Monty to see if he
didn't have
could
a guess.
guess.
He couldn't come up with it. He said he couldn't. You're good for filler material. a little bit more than that, Mike.
Definitely more than filler. So
Yeah, but goats.
Hang on.
Oh, he's going.
I'm going to share the screen. Just
Bring it back up
here.
because I mean, listen, this was the I will drive to Marshfield, Missouri every year to get this stuff.
Right here, guys.
I'm telling you,
this
right
is
here.
the one.
That's it. From
if you guys can see that,
from Tranquil Oaks Ranch, and they're a goat dairy, okay, and creamery and stuff. So Glory Hills. Now listen, this is for you because I know y'all are, y'all do creamer and stuff like that. I said I was thinking of fried pies. Not bad, not bad,
but it doesn't top what
I
I'm talking about.
Goat milk ice cream. Okay,
Right.
This stuff was awesome, and as I
Phenomenal.
said, oh my goodness, because that's exactly what it was, and that was a real response. Because oh my goodness,
Yeah.
But they had this in soft serve. Now the highlight of that particular one that's in my hand there on that
It was
picture.
a swirl.
No, that one was not a swirl. That was straight chocolate.
Oh,
but they would do it either way, chocolate or swirl or vanilla.
the one I have was a swirl.
I had a chocolate, but they had teamed up with what's the name of the company? Hey,
all right, we're back with you
back.
now. Wow,
man, yes, Robbie and Sonny, stick around, hang with us, absolutely. Wow, one of those technical things that the driving force behind this just decided to take a break.
1,000 parts that can break, and one of them
broke.
finds a way.
So we were talking about goat's milk ice cream. For those who might not have heard us, the greatest thing ever invented. I put this thing in my mouth. Now it's soft serve ice cream,
right?
But there was ice crystals on this ice cream. I mean, and it was perfect. Trust me, Michelle, you have no idea the level of technical difficulties we deal with.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. we could spin that around and say, "Welcome to our world of technical difficulties." You think yours is bad? Come on.
Yes.
Yeah,
oh my goodness. It is crazy, and we've got some glitching still going on.
I'm trying to fix it. It's just weird.
But anyway, just bear with us. We're glitching a little bit. We're having problems. Yeah, So it just goes to show you, no matter how many times you do this, there's always opportunity for things to go wrong.
Yeah.
Murphy is not in the room, but he's in the building. And
I'd like to kick Murphy out. Permanently.
Yeah.
That is what it is. So anyway.
So man, so that was great. I mean, Ozark, and of course, you want to talk about another intense 3 days right there. That we were set up and hey, listen, we also got to go to Lambert's, home of the Throwed Rolls.
Oh, right. If you guys are ever there,
if you're in Springfield, Ozark, Missouri, that area up there, must go to Lambert's. If you haven't been, must go to Lambert's.
Absolutely.
So, hey.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
I do got to say,
is that a camera?
It's the best place.
Hey,
ever.
do me a favor and switch the channels.
Go to my
Go to his cam, see if it's a cam thing. Nope, it's an overall feed thing.
Yeah,
guys.
it's a feed thing.
So,
guys, we are sorry. We're gonna, if you can tolerate this, you can hear us anyway, at least now.
I think it has a lot to do with the laptop and not.
Yeah,
that,
maybe something.
Anyway,
would it be our show if we didn't have some technical difficulty somewhere?
Yeah, but not the.
I know. I'm trying. I'm working.
But that's okay.
That's what we're known for, guys.
Go back to the
everybody
wide shot.
loves to watch us.
Go back to the wide shot there.
What's gonna happen
there we
tonight?
Go. It's just gonna happen. So we wrapped up that.
Okay, I am going to go back to.
You're going back
to the other thing and minimize this part of it, guys.
Okay.
Just saying, y'all can keep on going.
Okay.
So.
Okay. There we go.
All right.
So so anyway, so we wrapped up Ozark, made the drive back home. And like I said, there was so many people there. There's so many videos we got. Check them out. Jill Reagan, Whispering Willow. Of course, there's Uncle Mud down there. Anna Cita Scott. We mentioned her already. Man, it was just so many. Dave Stelzer from Azure Standard, Carson Ripstein, Bo Brown. Got a chance to actually talk with Bo. We just didn't get that on camera. I met him, and that was the second time I had met him. Great guy, super knowledgeable when it comes to foraging, and especially in the Ozarks. He's got a book about that. So, man, of course, we had our friend Monty in there, and then Bob jumped on with us. Ozark Donuts. That was the home of the sourdough donut right there. Dr. Jones was there, their homegrown warehouse. He'll be at Okie Expo this year.
Right. That's right.
And yeah, anyway, so we come back from that.
Then we went to urban.
Yeah, well, yeah. But in between, before we got to urban, we had, our good friends who are on the chat with us. I hope they're still in there. Good evening, Joey Bartlett. Glad to see you in. But anyway, David and Holly Lacey, money saving hikes on the homestead. Great couple. They were awesome to meet and got a great story as well. And
yeah, they do have a really nice, kind of a touching story that their first Christmas on their new homestead was. Man, if y'all didn't listen to that one, y'all need to go out and look it up because part of what we do here, as we've learned is, man, it's all about storytelling, man. Really finding great stories, and there's so many great stories,
right,
in this audience. The speakers, and everybody's got a story, and it's so nice to hear it all.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Are we still on?
Yeah, we're still going.
Okay.
Anyway, in the process of this, of course, we come back, we turn right around, we go up to Urban Expo. I think we had a weekend off somewhere in there in September. But anyway, in fact, I had to work that weekend. Urban Expo, which was put on by it was the Oklahoma State Fair in Oklahoma City, but our friends over at Okie Expo, Hidden Heights, Keeping It Dutch, were asked to do this. And so it was all about Urban Expo, urban homesteading. But we got to meet a lot of y'all face to face there for the first time. Some
of our haunts, our hangouts.
Yeah, some of our people. Of course, Jack and Dina Dyer were there with us. And,
right.
Of course, then we met Clyde and Smiley.
Yes,
or Clyde from Let's Have a Cup of Coffee, for those who don't know.
Right.
Of course, our friends, Monty and Michelle, Red Dirt Rooster Road.
That's first time there.
And we met Allie Scherer. Sure. Yeah.
And we eventually
interviewed her on the show.
Interviewed her about
her book and sourdough. Yeah. And but we actually got to meet her and her husband there.
Right.
I like her husband. Shares a name and shares a profession. We're both truck drivers and both named Ryan. But
there's that.
Yeah. No. Hey, there's only so many of us. But anyway. But no. Anyway. So then it was. It was just flip right around, and we're at Oklahoma Homestead Rendezvous. We had a couple more interviews in through there that we jumped on. With a large family. That was a last minute add-on.
Yeah, it was last minute. Great people, nice interview.
They were.
Yeah,
super nice family. But anyway,
we better move on because look at the time.
We are up against it. We got to move. There was so many people there. We got the train coming through. If you can't hear that, folks, that's the train.
You guys stick around for just a little bit, and if we're able to play it, this is what you were sticking around for.
Absolutely.
I just want to let you know we're just going to have to blow through Rendezvous, which I don't really want to because, met a lot of people there.
And we had like I said, our good friend Kane Riggs, Kane and Man,
right,
to be the MCs. Of course, Chris. So many people. Of course, Brian Jackson we met there. Now he is, I believe, he's a holder of 12 Guinness Book of World Records.
Right here, guys.
This guy right there. He blew up water bottles, lifting vehicles and stuff with this thing.
Right.
The fastest and the amount. Real interesting guy.
Several different things that he did. He got in the world.
Right. There was so many. All those people we've talked about that we interviewed were there presenting and speaking. We had stuff on composting. Of course, Dwayne, Colin and Amanda, they had a great presentation. Jack and them did quite a bit.
Right. And as a matter of fact, that was my my first time on a demonstration. Yeah. Jack was my mentor, right?
Yes, he was your mentor. And you know what? On the chicken processing. Right. And but listen, our friend Dwayne Hall and Pat.
Oh my goodness!
What they brought to the Rendezvous was its own unique twist. And I guess if we're gonna, I don't know if we want to jump into that right away. They did listen. Bridget, she managed to get Clyde on camera, which is a switch. That's a. And Wild Huckleberry, we want to meet you too. We'll be there. We're not hard to find.
No.
We're usually right there, our set, and we got our shirts on. But we'll look forward to actually meeting y'all in person as well.
You definitely can't miss them. So
anyway, man, we met so many people. Of course, right there, I'm looking at the pictures. I see Brian and
Ginger.
DeShazo with
DeShazo.
Okie Farm and Feed.
Yeah.
We got may have some interesting stuff coming up from them.
Yeah, we've got a meeting with them this week.
Yeah. And so we're going to do stuff. But anyway, you know, you want to save that for later, or you do it now?
I'm going to do that just kind of right at the end.
Okay,
real quick.
We're
I don't know
hang
how
with
to
us. I
handle
know
this.
that there's stuff coming up behind.
I know
us that
Michelle
we want to get done.
Is it Michelle and Monty that's going to be on next?
No, it's Amy and Chris with Leonard Mountain.
Oh, okay.
And so
Right.
yeah, you know, I know that they're. Oh hey, Hope Pecan joined in. Bryce
guys?
Mitchell had a nice press piece the other day. He called out the USDA. I love that guy. We will have to check that out.
Yeah.
Bryce Mitchell.
Yeah, thanks for the heads up on that.
Yeah.
We will check it out.
And you know, for those of y'all that kind of came in a little bit late tonight, we're kind of just going back over 24 and kind of some of the things. Of course,
Right.
Our friends Dakota and Shayla Derib with the Old Pecan Homestead, they of course were at Okie and they were demoing welding and pretty tough deal. They were going through a pretty tough personal period in life right then. You know, and
Right.
those of you that follow them and know them, you know what was going on. But
Right.
they were still there. They still came out and did what they said they'd do. And then Shayla was able to be at Rendezvous to help out with for a day with volunteering and
Mhm.
brought the boys down, and they did a good job there with that. And just always good to be able to see them. They were one of our interviews the very first year we went to Expo, and so awesome couple, and get a chance to get over to their channel. By all means, do so.
Okay. Since Amy and them's coming on next.
Oh, Red Dirt said we're fine on time.
Oh, we're fine on time. Okay. Well, what I was going to say is that if you guys have got a bail out, we understand
We do.
because, you know, Amy and Chris is over there.
Right.
They're going to be doing their live and everything, but
We're getting close.
but we're getting really close, but we're going to kind of continue to push on to
Yeah,
make
let's
this a
do this.
complete show. Right.
So anyway, yeah. So Rendezvous, we met some great people. But listen, the round table.
The round table was amazing.
Oh, that's
And a
awesome.
lot of y'all, some of y'all that are in the chat, and a lot of our friends, people we mentioned that participated in that.
Right.
That was it was a lot of fun for us,
Mhm.
and you know, got a chance to actually sit around in a circle and have some conversation about the direction of homesteading and what the thoughts were, and
Mhm.
was a great it was a great little circle, and you know, friends with most all of them. I mean,
Well, I was going to ask you, you know, what your favorite part of the year was, you know, the standout moments. See, these are the highlights that I really wanted to get to.
right. For me, I mean, now that one, I mean, the round table was definitely, you know, pretty high up on the list of things that happened this year that just stood out. But I will tell you, I mean, this is personal. For me personally, Ryan's personal take on this is we got the privilege to sit down with so many people and interview and talk, you know, and be a part of it. But you know, to get to sit down, whether you were coming on as an expert, whether we're coming about what you were talking about, the subject matter that it was, but you know, getting to know each of y'all, each of the people that we talked to, and some of the ones that are even here listening with us.
Right.
You know, it was a privilege for me to get to sit across the set or sit across the screen and interview and talk to so many people.
Yeah.
And some of those, you know, I don't want to diminish any one person. I don't care if they had never done an interview in their life and it was their first time.
Right.
You know, all the way up to the seasoned pros that have been doing this for a while, and some of the icons or originals, whatever you want to call them, of the homesteading movement.
Yep.
You know, I mean, when you start talking, you know, John Moody, you start talking Joel Salatin, you start talking the Doughertys, so many people, and I could go on and on and on. But you know, just as important, you know, are the people that were speakers at these events that, you know, we made friends with.
Right.
But just a privilege to get to sit and do that.
And I think, guys, you know, I just want to say to you guys that out of everything, and it was all important, you know, and you know, we're on a mission here, you know, and it's to highlight the homestead, you know, and the parallel economy.
Yep.
But honestly, my favorite part of the entire thing was making new friends.
Oh man. I mean, it's it's grown so much. I mean, the amount of people that this year has brought into our lives,
Right.
you know, and ones that were already there from the first year and kind of have, put up with us and
Right.
hung with us through a lot. But,
Mhm.
but no, we got to meet so many people. And I mean, a lot of them, and some of the ones that are in the chat that we've not yet met face to face. But, we get to hang out, some of us that hang out on the Sunday night, thing and different times through the week, but, and join us. But yeah, I just got to meet so many people. You're right, bro.
Right.
That was,
Right. And let me say this.
make friends,
If you are thinking about becoming a homesteader, if I was to say anything to somebody who's listening and they were thinking about becoming a homestead and if they were asking me, well, why should I go to these events? That's why.
that's it. Oh, it's absolutely the community. It's the connections. It's the
Right.
making friends,
That's it.
that was, that one piece of advice, and I'll give credit where credit was due, Brandon Eddy, to sit there and talk to us and tell us, hey,
Yeah.
make relationships, make friends,
That's it.
Yep.
the rest will come with that.
With
Make
making
relationships,
friendships.
make friendships and make relationships. And that has been a valuable piece of advice.
We haven't forgot it. Thank
No.
you. And a shout out to
To
Brandon
Eddy, with Eddy Family Farms. And
Yeah.
hey, Greg, Donna, Duncan Family Farm, glad to see you all in. That's one of those friends that just, right down the road, but
He's right down the road and he shows up, man.
he does, man. He travels, he makes the drives.
Right.
And that's awesome. And they've got their own channel, so go check them out, Duncan Family Farm.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, Dodge and Chris Thompson, man, Hippie Callier and her crazy idea of rendezvous.
Right.
And listen, folks, I mean, for those who were there, for those who may get a chance to watch, make plans this year. It's the end of September. That was thrown, I mean, literally from concept idea
Mm-hmm.
to completion was 6 months.
Right.
And that is an insane,
That's not easy. Yeah.
that is an insane amount of work.
A lot of work, but a fun time doing it.
It was a good time, and we made more friends that way. But it was absolutely insane. Numbers vary, but I know we're in the neighborhood of 1,000 plus or minus.
Mhm.
And I know that things are on board already for next year. So for 2025.
Right.
But anyway,
Yeah. I just want to put up what Michelle.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
This is my Red Dirt Rooster Rose. I never dreamed there was this kind of community, and we just fell into it. What an amazing blessing.
Right.
It's kind of how it was for us too,
It
Michelle.
was our sentiment, right?
We fell into it. And absolutely a blessing. But anyway, so Rendezvous. Anything else from Rendezvous you want to share about, or we're gonna keep on pushing that one out?
Well, okay.
Nah.
All right.
We can wait.
Well, we teased it in the beginning, so we got to follow through with
We do
this.
got to follow through.
Oh, yeah.
Because even if we don't get anything else, you guys got to get this.
Hey, we're among friends here.
Yeah,
Okay?
Yeah.
We're among friends.
It's
And,
worth
and
it.
I'm a little afraid to do this. You know why? Because we're glitching over on that other channel.
we
now.
still
Most of the
glitching?
channels that you guys are seeing is part of our. Huh?
Let me
see.
just check something real quick.
Let's see.
All right, you check something because once we pull that up over there,
Are we?
I am afraid.
Are we still glitching, guys? I mean, if y'all can let us know. in chat.
Yeah,
I'm about to say, I am trying to fix our camera feed. It is not going well over here on the side. So
do me a favor and do a share screen and see if we can share screen what we're talking about. Now, a lot of you people probably have already seen this.
Yeah.
I'm going to get out of my share screen and it's going to be a little ugly for a minute.
Yeah.
Maybe I am.
Okay, he's going. Okay, come right down there. That button right there.
Okay.
Stop screen
There
share.
we go.
Stop screen share.
all right.
You click.
So
There we
the
go.
screen share is working fine. So they'll be
Okay.
able to see this
Yeah,
video.
it's us that's glitching. It's something that
It's
can't.
just
Yeah.
the cameras or something.
Okay.
That little
Okay.
shut off earlier with this computer, it messed something up on the camera.
Okay.
stuff,
Yeah.
so.
it did.
All right. Well, guys, listen.
Okay. Set it
Think-
up, bro.
There are a list of things in life that could see my brother doing.
Am
What's
I-
about to happen here in this video is something I would never in a million years thought I would see this guy doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
From my
and-
side too, because like if
Yeah.
you had told me, if you went and told me about this a year ago, I would have laughed in your face about it.
I mean,
okay.
no kidding. And, but hey, to my brother's credit, he was willing to get in there and do this and
What
have a
a
good
man.
time. What a guy, stepped up, took one for the team, But listen, this is, for those who don't know, this is that in the video, there is Dwayne Hall from Red Feather Farms, and that is
Pat Cotton.
Pat Cotton. And what is that? Bending Tree
Ranch.
over in Arkansas.
Yeah.
These are some of the premier goat people
Right.
in the United States.
Right.
And Pat is super smart, super
Right.
knowledgeable, great lady. But anyway, so but listen, things in life that we never thought we would see. I'm glad. I hope you've all ate and had dessert and all that other stuff.
Yep.
How I like this, Monty. I'm giving memories of the old Max Headroom. Yeah, no kidding.
Right. Yeah, I remember that. That's hilarious, Monty.
I was actually afraid to watch this, so I haven't.
Oh,
well, you get. Don't go away, Michelle, please.
Right.
Don't go away.
So go ahead and hit that
Here
play
we go.
button.
Well, now this is not the one with Michelle. Okay, I just want to be clear.
No,
We're
no,
making one. It's coming up.
No, this ain't
not tonight.
This ain't free. No, yours is coming later.
All right, here we go.
Can we get a play on that? There we go.
We will when my computer decides to work over here.
Okay.
They don't want to come out.
I don't blame them. This one, not this one. You trust me?
Yeah, I trust you.
All right, you ready?
If ever.
If not,
Oh,
I got these.
I don't know what those are, but they don't look fun.
All right, little girl.
All right.
Let's get up close and
Okay.
Here
right
we
there.
go, folks.
And so I'm going in here.
Going in
dear,
like
here
this.
we go.
Right there. Right.
And then
It's
turn
like
yeah.
this.
Yep. When you
Are they going to be
turn,
mad at me?
yeah. This-
Okay, I feel
You can feel them
two.
scoop. Okay, now pull your finger like this and pull them out.
Oh no, the poor guy.
I didn't even buy a drink first. Jeez.
I think I only got one on that round.
All right, first time, not bad.
First
Okay.
timer.
Poor goat.
So yeah, that was
Meh.
right.
Oh,
And
that is too
yeah,
funny.
as Mr. P said, I didn't even buy her a drink.
No kidding.
That's terrible, man.
Yeah.
That's absolutely terrible. And this video thing is really driving me
I know it
insane.
is.
I know.
Yeah.
We'll get in the max headroom. We'll try to let's move on through the. Maybe we'll stop. No, anyway.
I doubt it.
I doubt it.
I doubt
We're
it.
probably gonna have to
But listen,
restart.
that was that made me rethink owning goats. I will tell you that. So just to let you know that there's a part of taking care of animals and goat on a farm that we don't always show, and that's definitely definitely one of them that
Hey, that's true.
made my wife absolutely said no. That was the end of the goat discussion right there.
After she watched it.
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, it was just part of taking care of goats, guys.
Yeah,
that's the reality. This is a kind of a reality.
But I wondered, how the goat didn't look like she volunteered for that.
I didn't ask permission. I thought it
Yeah.
was better to get forgiveness than permission.
I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, that was rough. Poor goat.
Again, if y'all
Okay.
could hear the conversation
Yeah.
me and Ryan were having in the headsets.
As
oh,
funny as what they were doing, as far as Dwayne and the way they were cutting up, if you could have heard mine and Mr. P's conversation behind the scenes as this was happening live, that we were dying. I don't know how I held the camera straight. I really don't.
Oh my God.
It was
oh,
great.
man.
I never put my fingers in a goat's
Yeah.
rear end.
You know,
I won't say that.
Things I didn't see
Thank
happening
you.
this year. My brother assaulting a goat.
Yeah. Well, it was the whole idea of bringing some reality, and the demonstrations, giving you a sample of what you can learn at an event like that, right?
I'm not going to put it up, but read the goat.
I did.
Which
was
worse,
that or the chicken processing? That.
That's
Yeah.
Well, yeah. We
Yeah,
discussed
that-
this a little bit earlier.
yeah, we did.
Right. Here's the thing, and I assume I'm talking to Michelle,
Yeah, I would assume. Yeah.
but I always I respect life, and I know people are probably clicking away because of that
well,
channel
that's
stuff.
the
But
problem.
anyway,
We're still holding it down.
but here's the thing. I respect life, and anytime that I know it's a part of it, but anytime I have to do it, I think about it.
Yeah. Well, you should. There should be a consciousness there. I mean,
Right.
if you, I don't.
The
care.
goat survived.
The
That's
goat
what I'm
did
saying.
survive.
Okay.
It lived. It lived for another day. It lived to fight another day. But anyway, but it's at the same token, I mean, yeah, if you're going to, if you have to dispatch, I mean, the taking of a
I'll
life,
be right back.
he's going to go work on the technical. I know exactly
we
where
are
he's going.
trying. I might need
I will
assistance.
jump into this for a little bit, but yeah, you should have. I mean, if you don't have at least a little bit of understanding that a life is happening to that a little bit of soullessness there. I don't know, just Ryan's opinion, but Dakota, I'm gonna have to corner Dwayne up. I hope that was a setup. I really do, but because if it was one of the greatest setups ever, and more than one person was in on it. Yeah, not sure that's going to draw the right crowd to the event. Good one. Yeah, Monty. Oh, that's great. I don't know. It definitely could draw an interesting crowd. But yeah, no kidding, Monty. That's no doubt about it. But but yeah, it was a good time down at Rendezvous. See if I can get his mouse. I'm trying to do this blind over here. Anyway, but so much went on into that rendezvous, and so listen, we were wrapping up while you were over there. I was wrapping up, kind of heading into new beginnings. So I'll let you take that one because you went. I didn't get to go.
Yeah. So New Beginnings. I forget the location that it was
That was
at.
Nowata.
In Nowata.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was real nice. It was put on by
Chris Reeves.
Chris Reeves.
Trinity Church.
Yeah, and had several. had some of the speakers that are here. Bridget was there. Bridget Nichols. We had Restoration Farms.
Restoration. Dwayne was there.
Dwayne.
And several others, and they had vendors, and it was a one-day event up in Nowata. The second time that Chris had put something together, and so kind of small, but yet important that we have more of these things come up.
And what I liked about it, let me just put this out here because this is why this is important, and that's because churches are getting involved.
Absolutely.
All right, as the hub, the center of the community used to be the church.
Yep.
Right. It was the school.
Yeah.
It was the place for meetings. And so I loved that aspect of it, and that churches could again get involved with some of these things that are so important by bringing food closer to our home, right?
Yeah.
And so I loved that. There were a lot of good things that was there. I had my brother Scott. Ryan wasn't with me. My brother Scott, Mr. P, was there.
Yep.
And so that was really, really good. And but for the sake of time, I think we need to roll on.
Well, okay, so we can hit our next trip. And many of y'all just watched our coverage that we brought back, our reporting that we brought back, which was Rogue Food Conference in Dallas, Texas.
Right.
That's put on by Joel Salatin and John Moody.
Yep.
And that was, man, that you want to talk about an information-packed 8-hour day. It was a 3-day thing. We were able to only make it one day. But that was awesome. Of course, Joel and John both spoke. Holly Hickman, which we talked about, spoke, and there were some other speakers there.
If y'all are interested in that, we've got a whole series.
Yeah, we just did a whole series.
I think 3 or 4 videos, covering that.
And it was good. Of course, we met some new people, and of course, our friend Cheryl Franklin from Ozark Homestead. She was there. It was good to see her and hang and everything. And we met one of our new people to the community with our Sunday night with the Dyers and stuff, which was Rod Dodson and his wife.
Dodson, right.
And so was able to.
They made connections
with Jack and Dina, and so and they get on with some of the stuff. So that was, to me, I mean, again, making those community, networking,
we helped 2 people get together that did not know each other.
And so that was, that was that. And that wrapped up the year as far as events. I mean, then we came back and we just spent several weeks talking about what we learned there and, breaking that down because it was, so much to get in that short amount of time. But man, it was a great trip and worth it. If you get a chance to go to those things, jump on them because you'll get it's a different kind of learning.
Yeah. So we're going to be adding HOA.
Yep.
If we're privileged enough to get the tickets. Now, one of the things that Anna said to Scott from Farm Girl in the Making said to us is that she would try to put in a good word for us, because I know that as soon as those come out, they're gone pretty much.
You got to be on it.
Instant. We're watching it. We're
now-
trying to snag some tickets for that.
Now,
so
HOA,
that
for those who don't know, it's Homesteaders of America.
Right.
It's an association. You can join, become a member.
Right.
Which
Wish we did.
And that's Amy Fuel,
Mm-hmm.
who, by the way, did the foreword for Joel's book.
Right.
Amy Fuel. She has a podcast. They work closely together. You get a lot of people there. Joel's there, Daniel Salatin, Anacita Scott, the Doughertys. You get and so many more. And I know
Nick Faritas.
Nick Faritas was there. It's in Virginia in October. And man, that's for us. That's one of those trips worth making.
Yeah,
and so
that's what we're trying to do. We'll bring probably a limited camera. I don't know if we'll get to use it there or whatever, but we will cover it. We'll take notes and we will, bring it back to you guys. And what that's kind of brings us to what we intend to do in 2025.
It really does.
Right.
2024, guys, was so fun, and it was because of y'all guys. We got to meet a lot of y'all face to face, got to hang out with y'all, got to work with y'all. Some of you we've met online only so far, but hope to meet you again at some of the meetups coming up or some of the events. But yeah, 2024 was, man, it was a ride. It was a lot of fun.
It was.
But I'm ready to put it in the to done column. So this will be our final episode for 2024. And something big's happening coming in 2025. And it is, you've seen my brother step away. He's left the chair. And here comes our good friend, our nephew, partner in crime, Mr. P.
Yep.
You want to continue to go by Mr. I don't know if you can continue to be Mr.
I don't know if Mr. P will be good for a while we do this thing we're going to talk about. So
well, anyway, this is Dakota, everybody. So it's another Dakota in the house.
Hey.
And it's our nephew. He's got the whole Amish thing going, sort of. I don't know, or Sasquatch. I don't know.
Right.
But anyway, we decided to, Dakota kind of stepped in with me a couple weeks ago while Keith was under the weather, and we did a show. And so we said, let's test this dynamic out, going into 2025. So we'll be bringing him out a lot more. That's particular because Keith travels outside of the country from time to time. And
the funny thing about that, he was sick, yet he was still in the chat that week.
But he got on chat, but he had no voice that night. He was feeling under the weather.
Yeah.
And funny thing was Michelle said hello. He was feeling under the weather. In fact, I got it right on the tail end of that.
Yeah.
But it was just a weird. In fact, it was at the back end of Rogue Food. And we were so physically exhausted from that trip. It was a 20-hour trip. Drive down, stay for the thing, and drive back in one day, which won't happen that way again. That was miserable. But anyway, so what we're going to talk about right now is going into 2025, and we're going to kind of try to breeze through this a little bit. We're just going to hit the highlights. Now, Keith mentioned HOA, and that's on the back end. That's at the tail end of the year. But the first thing, of course, Mr. P being more involved, as we just talked about, Dakota being more involved, so that when Keith travels, and Keith will still be there, he's still back there behind the control pod now, and he'll have camera and microphone. So when he wants to jump in, there he is with Code Man. Glad to see you're still with us, Cody.
I'm watching you guys. That's what I'm.
Glad to see you're still with us over there.
You guys are.
Maybe you can figure the camera thing out over there while you're there. So
Keith is super good with the technical stuff.
Yeah, he is.
But anyway, so that's going to be good. Of course, we talked about events. Okie Homestead Expo is the first one coming up. That is in 93 days, folks. 93 days. Now we've already got the 2 tickets we're going to give away purchased, and that'll be. We'll be beginning to work on that. We'll do just like we did last year. It'll be people commenting in the chat, and we'll do the Rolo and all that good stuff. But we'll get that out a little bit closer. But that's 2 adult tickets. 17 and under are still free for that event.
I would say, everybody in chat, get the word out that we're going to be giving away 2 tickets. But, if you want to win them,
you got to be in chat.
Well, you got to be in chat. That's one thing. But if they may be thinking, I ain't telling nobody about that, the more chance we have.
It does help us get the word. It does help us. If you want, I'm keeping this under my hat. I want free tickets. listen, I understand. We would like free tickets too.
Oh, yeah.
But no, so that's going to be coming up, the first event. And Dakota, I don't know where we'll be on that. I mean,
I don't know either. I'm definitely more than ready for it again, though. Although next time I'm going to still probably about 10 bags of kettle corn this time. So
so getting 10 bags of kettle corn. Okay.
hey,
All right.
I'm just saying we stuck around the corner.
Well,
for a bit.
hopefully we can get you the pork chop. So
Oh,
bring
dude,
bring your ice chest. too.
That's the plan. I plan to have it. So.
But
So you guys are already back on food again. How did we get there?
You put the fat guy in front of the camera. What'd you expect?
talking about food. Now I know from Sunday night's live that we were out talking with everybody. A lot of people have already gotten their rooms booked up for Okie. I went out and looked around myself. I would suggest if you want a motel room in and near Pryor, Oklahoma, you get on the ball because they're going fast.
They always do up there. So
well, it's that weekend, but anyway. So that's coming up. Of course, then we got there's a couple of YouTube meetups in April and May.
Yep.
We're going to try to make at least one, if not both of those. Some or all of us. And then June, we're still kind of trying to lock that one down for sure. But there is the Homestead Festival in Columbia, Tennessee. That's in June.
Yep.
Also in June's Modern Homestead Conference, but that's in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, and so that may be a bit of a stretch. And then, of course, back at Ozark, Airbnb is the way to go, is what Wild Huckleberry said. Jack and Dina, I think, agree with you. They like those Airbnbs. I haven't done it yet.
I've done it. I've not done it for an expo, but I've done it before, and they are very fun because, like, a bunch of people just chip in on one. Oh, it's a fun time.
And that but you do have the CPAP.
I do have the CPAP. Yes, I do have the CPAP now.
So that might save other people. I'm deaf when I ain't get something in my ear, so I mean for me it'd be okay.
I guess I have the CPAP, so you gotta die.
I mean, yeah, because he yes. And
So we might get to see Monty.
Well, yeah, it looks like we might get to see Monty. It looks like he'll be there. Yeah, it's so that, and of course we plan to be back at Ozarks. It's up in Marshville, Missouri, and Oklahoma Homestead Rendezvous. And then, of course, as we mentioned, HOA in October. That's going to be a different kind of trip. So we'll do it. But anyway, that's just some of the stuff we know we got coming up as far as events. Now, there's going to be 3 primary focuses that we go forward to. Now, the number one focus is interviews.
Of course,
what we've done, with the speaker series and doing interviews with all of you guys, we decided, we really enjoy that. It seems to get a lot of positive traction, and we get to meet more and more people, and
get to learn a lot more stuff too.
Get to learn a lot more. And the thing is, with the interviews, is it's a chance to put people out in front that maybe don't get seen in that light, and it also, it helps us get more of the message out. The more people know that are out there doing it, the more they can learn things. And so these interviews is going to be a primary focus throughout the year when we're not at an event. Rendezvous is the last weekend in September. Michelle, that's the last weekend of September is the Rendezvous. First weekend is the 4th and 5th is the Ozarks, and Oklahoma Homestead Rendezvous is, I think, the 26th, 27th, something. It's the last weekend in September. I know that. Don't have it right in front of me.
Right. Also, if you don't mind,
go ahead.
Just wanted to say that the more you guys like and subscribe and share this stuff, the more opportunity we get to bring more of those expert interviews, into our show format.
It is, because the way the cookie crumbles, is viewership and subscribership, drive the train.
Yep.
And so the more people are viewing, hanging out with us like y'all guys have tonight, even though we went extended tonight, we're going to have to get this wrapped up because I still got to drive home.
Yeah, same here.
But anyway, we don't live here at the studio. That's only Keith. Keith gets that privilege. He lives at the studio. But anyway, so interviews are going to be going on. We are still, in the works on a documentary or one maybe. We got some ideas in the oven. We just haven't quite.
Right. We actually had planned to have another one in right now, and we were going to do it
Be
on
working
a
on.
4-month schedule.
And
But we've decided that there is so much behind the scenes stuff that goes on with that we might pull back to a
once a year.
once a year
Yeah.
documentary, because documentaries just
They just take a massive amount of time.
Yeah,
You
they
know,
do.
I don't know if Bridget's still with us, but
I don't know if she is or not.
I'm pretty sure that's the one that we're going to be
Yeah.
focusing on.
Yeah. There's her, and there's maybe there was only one other one I was really kind of interested in doing besides hers. And so, I don't think either one's, so that's behind the scenes detailed conversation, but
Right.
yeah, we are still planning on working on one. Now, I've talked with some of y'all on the live. Some of y'all have heard me talk about this. Starting in January, I'm going to be doing the Farm to Table Direct Show Morning Edition. That'll be Monday through Friday. It'll be planning for about a half an hour. It's just going to be a few little things. It's going to be a headline or a topic or just whatever's on my mind that I've read or that I've seen or whatever. Who knows? But we're going to keep that. I'm still working the times, because here's the thing. I work a job and I have to be in the morning. And I was planning on doing this at 6 a.m. every morning live. But when I started saying that and I started talking about that, all of a sudden my work schedule started backing up. I was having to leave the house at 6 o'clock.
Work always gets in the way, doesn't it? So.
Having a job. Yeah. I mean, golly, who wants a job? But anyway, but no, so it's either I'm going to have to back it up, to 5 or 5:30 in the morning to do that,
Right.
Which just pains me to think about. But no, a cup of coffee and I'm good. Or I'm going to have to record it and put it out that way. But either way, I'm going to start incorporating that. I really want to do it live. I enjoy live a lot more, particularly those who might be up and want to chime in could. And then,
Right.
but so that's coming up. That's going to start this next year. And of course, this guy right here. So, Mr. P, I don't know if you've got any creative madness going on between the years. Or...
Right now, no, my main focus is helping this out, help this grow. Of course, school, like that part. So
yeah, he's a college guy and he works. He
Maybe eventually the other thing we was talking about.
Dakota and I'll share. I don't mind.
Yeah.
Dakota and I have talked about doing a sports podcast, possibly with our other nephew Josh, who some of you may remember from the early days when we were and if you do remember, Josh can get quite opinionated, but we love him. That's what we love about him.
Opinionated is an understatement.
But hey, he brings fire. But so that may be something, but that's something that Dakota and I have been.
It's just it's a discussion. That's all it is right now.
But so those are kind of the things coming up on 2025. Of course, hanging out with the lives and everybody else when we can, and just being a part of the community like we've done, and the YouTube meetups. I'm super excited about that. I know that's 10 Killer in April and Mid America in May. Yeah. And but what I'm going to wrap up real quick, I have I've got a whole bunch of stuff piled up for me. And I showed you the camera rig and we showed you the book. This is just some of the stuff that we gathered up. Now, this was sent to me. This is Red Feather Farms tincture, Dwayne Hall, hot and nasty. Now, I've used about 4 doses out of this, and I still got 95% of what came in it. And the term is accurate. But it cured what ailed me. It got me cleared right up.
I might have to try the hair layer myself. So
what's the dose?
It is. Let me see if I can remember how he told me. It's basically a dropper. It's let me see. Serving dose is 4 to 5. Serving size 4 to 5 drops. And I will tell you this. I don't know if it'll show in the camera, but what I did, I did about that much right there. That's about all I could deal with.
About half a dropper.
Half a dropper was about all Ryan could stomach.
So I have a question. Was it just too hot or too nasty?
Oh man, it was a weird combination of both.
Hot and nasty.
Hot and nasty, because you put that right on your tongue. You put that right in your mouth, and but I will tell you that it, a few treatments of that, and all the head stuff was gone, and I never missed work, and so it
paid for itself right there.
Oh yeah, funny thing was this was a gift. Dwayne was so cool to send me this.
Yeah.
But anyway, he does sell this. You can get it, matter of fact, at Pharmacy Barn to Table up in Oshaleta. where Bridget and them are at, or you can get a hold of Dwayne, Red Feather Farms. You can find him Red Feather Farms OK on Facebook.
I might do that for myself. So.
Of course, I showed you the book. This is a cool little thing. I've showed this before. This is Ozark Homestead Expo. It's like a newspaper, but it's a flyer. It's got all the speakers, the schedules, highlights of the sponsors. So I brought that home.
It was very helpful for that weekend.
We talked about the T-shirt, Zach Bauer. See if I can get this. And we're working reverse. Stupid should hurt. Yeah, that's something that Zach says, and this was some of the swag he gave. We were able to get from him. I've got one, and Keith's got one. Of course, the Okie Homestead Expo T-shirt for 2024. Yes, he is a great guy. Now, this shirt was. These things were running out fast. They had to take orders after the show because those things were gone. Now this one, this is a funny little story. Color was one of those question marks, but Old Pecan Homestead, they were doing a giveaway one night, and I wanted I clicked the wrong green. I wanted the green that Dakota was wearing, which was more of an OD Army green. I got the mint green, but anyway, but that was a giveaway shirt.
Did you try it on?
I have not actually. You know what the thing is? I have and I'll tell you why. Because my wife mocked me in this color. She's like, no, you are not wearing this.
Oh, you mean before you even tried?
As soon as she said it, I won't repeat what she said about what it would make me look like. But anyway, it kind of messed with my squash. And of course, let's see if we can get this one up here.
Without destroying everything.
What was that?
You knocked over.
Oh, I knocked over the tincture.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I was like, what was that noise? But anyway, Oklahoma Homestead Rendezvous shirt and hat. That was some more swag.
The hat man's got to have his hats.
I am a hat dude. The Okie Homestead Expo hat. That's one of my favorites. I love this hat. If Farm2Table ever gets hats made, it will be
that hat.
That hat. Of course, at Okie Expo, my good friend Carson Ripstein from Redmond Agriculture hooked me up with hat number 2. He gave me a hat the first year, and he gave me this hat this year. And I love the red.
You shouldn't be telling people. He's just giving it.
He does though. He gives them out. It's
does he?
not, yeah. He don't. Yeah. He gives. It's like a.
It's not no trade secret.
But anyway, yeah. No.
It's an old trade secret.
It's no trade secret.
Of course, David Toming with Arrowhead Land and Cattle gave us some koozies when he came in.
I have made use of mine plenty. So.
Well, I have not, of course. Get around here for Okie Expo, we had to make us some. This is my wife's here. We had to make us some crew badges in an attempt to prevent Wandering Bob, but it didn't work.
Bob still found his way.
Epic fail. Bob made his way in, and then of course our vendor badge from Ozark's Homesteading Expo. So
fun fact, not enough was printed. I had to write mine in. So
that's right. Yeah. They only printed so many for us, and our other guys had to have a blanket. And of course, our last event for the year, I got this Go Rogue from the Rogue Food Conference.
I think you must have got the last one because they didn't even have one.
Listen, I had to get this in a size that I don't even wear because they were. I mean, these things were disappearing. So, and I want them more for, there's a few I wear, but I want them more for, the memory of having, it's just kind of a cool thing to have.
And wear them on the show.
That's it. You know what I do? I wear them quite a bit on the show.
Especially Go Rogue.
That's what we're all about, right? I mean, we're promoting, even when we're not.
And so, even when we're not, we are. But no, that was some of the, of course, we bought I showed you all the book earlier, Joe Sullivan's book. That was a great read. Enjoyed that, but that's some of the stuff we picked up along the way this year. I just wanted to share some of that, things you can get when you get your hands out there. I'm hoping maybe at Okie this year, maybe to get a Walker Farm Fam shirt or something. I like their shirts. They usually got some pretty cool ones. And I know Eddie Family and Arms Fan, they've all popped out with some new stuff here lately, and a lot of others. But I've been seeing. No, Greg, cures everything from the crack of dawn to a broken heart. That is awesome.
I don't know.
Anyway, it'll make you forget about them. I guarantee you that.
Other problems to worry about. So.
But No, listen, that's some of the stuff you get when you get out there. It's the fun of going to the shows and going to the events, and it's hanging with everybody. And
Right.
and for me, I like t-shirts, but I'm a hat guy at the end of the day. That's if I got a choice between the two, I'm going with the hat. But especially if it's a good hat, this one here, I wanted this one regardless because Chris Thompson, she made this. This is handmade, hand burnt. She did all the work on that, and so that's kind of a cool little thing there. So, but yeah, well, guys, that was that's kind of looking back on some of the stuff we got. But just to wrap up, but yeah, 2025, we're excited about it, man. Looking forward to. We've already got a couple of phone calls in for cover some messaging in for trying to set up some interview stuff, and certainly we'll probably be reaching out to some of y'all. And I cannot get out of here without we will be on the 9th of January with Monty from Suburban Sodbuster. We will be on his channel. And I'm sure Monty will get us more details on, where to get that. But Suburban Sodbuster, go out, check him out. He's he's a smart guy for one, pretty funny and great voice, and just a great guy altogether.
Yes.
And so go check out Monty over there at Suburban Sodbuster. You've been seeing him in the chat.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, we're going to be on with him. He invited us to come on and kind of talk about some of the stuff we're doing and trying to help promote. And then again, we've got some possible things cooking off with Okie Farm and Hatchery that we're going to hopefully get that on going and get y'all informed on that.
Right.
But we are going to be taking a nice little holiday break for the next couple of weeks.
Yep.
Just so happens that Tuesday nights falls on Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve.
And New Year's, yeah.
So we decided that, y'all guys would probably be busy anyway, out partying and running around. And,
You know what? Correct me if I'm wrong, but did we show any love to Cody?
yeah, well, we didn't get into the Codyisms. We did show Cody. Click
Well,
him
we
up there.
can't forget the Cody.
Hey, bring Cody over
Listen, click Cody up. Get the camera up over there. Is he awake?
there. He's awake. I can see him moving.
All right. Listen, this is our nephew Cody. We got Cody's got these little Codyisms,
Oh yeah.
yeah, little things that are just unique to Cody. But we love having him along. He's got his hat. He had that hat made. It's the only Farm to Table Direct Show hat in existence. It's a one-off.
Yeah.
And
It's a nice hat. We
It
may
is.
go with that one, except we wanted the other style.
yeah,
Right.
we wanted to, so. But anyway, it's he asked permission, so it's an official endorsed.
Right.
But
Officially
anyway,
endorsed by the
yeah,
Farm
it's got
to
that.
Table
But
To the backside.
yeah,
There you go.
stronger together,
Stronger
which is our
Together.
hashtag.
I love that.
Love
Need
that.
to get
But
some. We need to
anyway,
make some of those.
Cody, he loves being involved. He's been out on the road with us everywhere we've went so far, as the big sets when we've been taking everybody. He's
Yeah.
Right.
been out there to be a set of muscle, and a lot of times he's on his phone and on his device making sure that things are streaming and things are popping on the other end. And
Yep.
so he's
I just want to say, he's the only man that I know that can sleep standing up.
absolutely. We
True story.
we looked around. We were absolutely amazed. We thought for sure we had a shot somewhere of him taking a nap at one of the events, but
Oh no, he definitely does. I think he takes a nap at all the events.
oh, absolutely, yeah. It's
like,
yeah. But that's okay. That's all right. Hey, listen, I'd like to take a nap. Okay, Monty said he got his hotel booked for Okie. See you there.
Hey.
Where you staying, Monty? But anyway, if you don't mind sharing, I mean, you might not want your fans to mug you there. But yeah, no, we're Cody. We give
We give him crap, but we love him.
we give him a hard time, but he's our
He
guy.
is my brother, so
It's his brother, so he has to deal with it anyway. The fallout hits him, but anyway, no, we love Cody, and it's, like I said, the fact that this is a family affair, we love get to bring everybody in. But folks, it has been an hour and 44 minutes, hour and 45, including technical difficulties, and so many of y'all have stayed with us, and we super appreciate it. We appreciate the comments that you've dropped in chat. It was good
you are
seeing
awesome.
everybody in there, and Dakota, just, on the way out, big plans for the holidays,
I know we got some stuff going on. We're going to be hanging out, but
Yeah,
mainly, most part, just hang with some friends, hang with family.
right.
Like I normally do every Christmas. So.
Watching the college football playoffs.
Of course, I got those. Hey, those start Saturday.
Those start
Actually,
Saturday.
starts
Bowl?
Friday.
Yeah. Didn't a bowl start tonight?
Bowls started a couple days ago.
Yeah. Okay.
But the major one.
Little concerned about the paparazzi.
I know, right?
Oh, man. And Greg and Duncan at the Holiday Inn. And I think that's where Jack and some others are at too. So, yeah. Anyone's at the Hampton Inn, wait, I might see you at breakfast. Okay. So we know where he's at. Yeah. But, I think we're the only paparazzi that's at the out there at the expo. I don't know. We're chasing everybody down. But no. Anyway, we hope that you all get to enjoy this time of year. I know it can be tough for some. Difficult at times for other people, but it is the time of the year that we celebrate by selection the birth of Jesus, and don't want to get off into the theology of semantics of when he was actually born or this, that, and the other, but just take this time, if no other time of the year, take this time to be kind to other people, to be a blessing where you can.
Yeah, I'd kind of like to say, it's okay to have a Christmas tree as long as you've got Christ.
Right. It's as long as he's in front of it, and if you could walk outside of our studio door right now, you would see Christmas exploded.
Multiple explosions.
But anyway, but no, we hope you all have a great holiday season, Christmas and New Year's, and be safe. Number one, hug your family if they're close, and spend that time with them. That's what we're going to do, is take our break and kind of gear up and get ready. We'll be working behind the scenes on things, getting things ready, but we're going to take a break from doing the live show for a couple of weeks. And so we will be seeing you next time in 2025. So when we say we'll see you next year, that really is what we mean it.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun year, I will say.
Oh wait, I got a news flash.
You got a news flash?
Yeah. Did you guys hear?
What did we hear?
Did you guys hear that Oklahoma was a hot spot for drones?
Oklahoma's a hot spot for drones.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
When did that happen?
Yeah,
I don't know. It was somebody, but Stitt's coming out. Governor Stitt is coming out with regulations for drones as a result of that, trying to get some type of technology or something like that.
You own a drone.
I know. You know what I think they're going to do? They're going to ground guys like me just so that they're the only ones that own the sky.
Could be a conspiracy there. Get your tinfoil hat on. But anyway, hey, Oklahoma's a hotbed. Listen, hey, I'm just going to grab this. I just seen a headline a few weeks ago where Texas kind of declared that they were the homesteading, like Mecca, the homesteading whatever of America. That was like the most homestead friendly whatever.
Say what?
I know, right? Of course, leave it to Texas to self-promote. But I don't know. I'm pretty sure that Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, Kansas, some of us up in here, and it can give them a good run. But anyway, just a little side note there caught me. Listen, guys, we're going to jump off of here. If I know we went well over their time, but get out in the community, be on these shows, be kind to each other. We're grateful for each and every one of you. We hope you all have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And we will be seeing you on the other side in 2025. And as we always say, we are stronger together. All right. That is our hashtag. And as we always say here on the Farm to Table Direct Show, prepare for the unexpected and keep it local.